All right, so I've had this butane lighter for about 3 years, and it's never worked for me once. This is what it does. Well, I probably won't do this now, but it lights. Holy man, it's like when you go to the doctor and you have a symptom. There you go. And it goes all the way over here and burns me. Let's try this again because it's so much fun. It's like that. All right, so I'm going to take this apart and have a look. I'm going to remove this fuel gauge, and it exposes a Phillips head screw. Now, I paid $50 for this thing. I went to a cigar shop and I wanted to get into pipes, all right? Because I already got into cigars and I wanted to get into pipes. So I'm like, hey, fix me up with, you know, not a crazy expensive lighter, but a half decent. And this is a piece of crap. But so be it. Okay, so I want to remove this. Am I doing this right? Okay, so I'm going to remove this piece. And you know what? I'm not really knowing what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for something at it. And what is this? This appears to have a hose that's not connecting to that outlet. Can it be that easy that that's the only problem? I've waited 3 years for this. All right, so I have sort of a needle nose set of pliers. Holy, is this coming out? I might have to get a finer set or just stop sucking. Oh, is that the reason that the hose is split at the end? You bet. Right? All right, so I'm gonna trim a piece of this hose or a portion of this hose and attach it to this. All right, so it appears that this hose, whoever was in charge of putting this together, split the hose to this point. Now, it won't actually attach. So if I cut it here, all right, it won't have enough length to attach to this burner. So I'm going to go look around. Yeah, because everybody has like tiny little hoses like this, right? So I'm going to look around to see maybe if I could borrow, beg, or steal or cannibalize a hose off another item to put this here. Hi, hi, hi. Let's get to it. All right, as you can see, I removed this hose that has a elbow. All right, so I was looking around all over the place, and the closest thing I could come up with is this 12 gauge wire. All right, and I cut a piece off, and I'm not sure if this is actually going to fit because see this, well, this one's actually going to fall off soon anyways, but regardless, it's a softer material. Okay, so it's a softer plastic than this guy. Okay, so what I'm worried about is because this is kind of it's not really flexible. A little bit, but I want it to actually form an elbow without kinking. Okay, so where it's gonna right over there. So I'm hoping it doesn't kink. So let's give it a shot. And maybe if I just move it around a little bit and it might become flexible. All right, so I got this tubing finally together here. What I actually had to do is glue this end. So I took some crazy glue and just scrape the end of this. Now, unfortunately, I have a kink here. All right. I think some gas will actually go through this tube, but when this dries, this piece right over here, I'm going to squeeze this kink and see whether or not it kind of flattens out. So now I'm going to put this lighter back together and see what's going on, because currently it's actually having the same problem. It hasn't really fixed anything at all. See, it's kind of still kind of clogged. Now, one thing I'm going to try, I seen this guy and he said spray some butane right into the burners. This will clean them out. Holy crap. I'm just going to give it a minute to warm up a bit. God dang, what the heck? But listen to this. That can't be good. Holy. Oh, geez, same thing. All right, as you can see, I have the lighter apart again. And this little end that I glued, all right, it's totally dry. And I've been trying to press this kink out as best I can. But you know what? It's always going to be kinked. And I also think I'm also going to have a fuel flow issue being equally distributed between both of these burners. And I also just noticed there's a chip out of this ceramic liner. I assume it's ceramic, but yeah, I have no idea how that got there. I've never seen it before, and it's probably been there the whole time because I've never dropped this lighter. So now I'm deliberating on whether or not I should just remove this hose altogether, right, and plug this outlet off so I have one continuous flow of fuel going to one burner. So let's try that out and see how it goes. All right, so I removed that hose and I globbed a whole bunch of glue on the end of that outlet. And let's see if this helps having only one burner. Now, I don't know why I'm actually doing this. Now, this is just I don't know, it's like a vengeance thing against this lighter to try to get it working. It's cheap, it's not expensive. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. So let's continue. I have only one burner operational. I plugged off the other one, so let's give it a try here. Oh, okay, well, it's considerably better, but it's still kind of creeping on my thumb there. Now, it doesn't light all the time. All right, so I'm not sure what to think of this. Well, we got improvements, so let's carry on. All right, I think I have a little bit of a breakthrough of what's going on here. So, if it comes into focus, see this tube right over here? Come on, focus. It's not focusing. Anyways, there's a bit of a gap, okay? And this gap's always kind of been there, all right? I really didn't think much of it, but I think what's happening is, okay, you see how it's creeping, the flame's creeping? I think I'm getting seepage, okay? So from that gap. It's either that gap or this port over here. But I think it's actually coming from over here because, so let's turn down, trying to do this through the camera here. I'm going to turn this down all the way. Okay. So obviously no fuel is going through. Now let's turn it up a bit. Right, you can hear it, but I'm not getting enough pressure, okay? Because there's some seepage, I'm thinking, from here. Because if I turn it up a little bit more now, if my theory is correct, it'll have enough fuel to push through the seepage and through here. And then some of the fuel is coming up through this igniter and trying to burn me. All right. But I'm not sure if it's from that little gap right there or from here. So what I'm going to do is actually take my big old sloppy glue and glue some of this around the edges because that's all I have handy right now. And I want to get to the bottom of this. Obviously, I'm going to get a new hose, okay, and fix this up too eventually. But let's figure out what the main problem is. All right, so it's been probably 12 hours and this is all dried up now. Okay, so the top portion that I thought the gas was escaping from, I'm just trying to get this into focus, right over here, it's doing the same thing. So this isn't the issue, okay? I can't see it being the port, okay? What I'm thinking is the obvious. It's the broken ceramic, okay? That, and there's another piece over here that's cracked, okay? Because you'll see right here. Now I have this turned off right now. There is slats on either side, okay? And there's the ceramic. So I'm thinking what's happening is the fuel is getting in between the housing and the ceramic and it's seeping through into the handle. So now I'll turn it up. Okay. Know what I mean? So at least it's working. It's not bad. You know, it's way better than it was before. Honestly, I thought this was just one of those butane lighters that was a low flame because of pipe. You know, because you don't want to burn the wood. But yeah. But why doesn't it light? Well, I'm sure it's because of the cracked ceramic, probably damaged the igniter. Now, if anybody can tell me what's wrong with this, let me know and how to improve this. Because, you know, it's something I paid money for. Yeah, you know what? I got ripped off. I could have bought many other lighters for $50 that would have been 10 times this product. But let me know in the comments what I should do. Okay, so I put the lighter back together again, and now I'm getting this flame. Like, this is the flame that I was sold, and now I'm achieving this. Ay, ay, ay. All right. And yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to still get flames seeping out the side here. And yeah, you know what? It doesn't light every time, but this is kind of what I was looking for. In some strange way, it's working. You know, go figure. All right. So, looks like I may have fixed it. So, after 3 years, if something doesn't work, give it a shot. If you're a procrastinator like me, it might actually get done one day. All right, take care.